I call the member for Orange.
Thank you, Mr Speaker, and I'd rise to make a contribution to this notice of motion this afternoon. I thank my good friend and the Parliamentary Secretary, the member for Mount Druitt, for this motion. I also note the police ministers in the House as well, and previous police ministers in the House as well, and I thank them for their attendance. And I listened very carefully to the contributions of other speakers before me, and like the previous speaker, who was my boss actually in the police prosecutors branch, and
Was it good?
he was a good boss because he left me alone. You never saw him.
Is that why you left? Is that the reason you left?
So we go back a long way. But look, I think I just want to raise one issue and obviously show my support for our police across New South Wales. Being a former police officer of 22 years in the New South Wales Police Force, the first in my family to join the police force, and had a long, proud association with the police force wherever I worked. Worked in Liverpool, I worked in Macquarie Fields, I worked at Cabramatta during Operation Puccini in the mid to late 90s when heroin was that was a heroin capital of Australia, and then later on at Wollongong, and then I went to the police prosecutors branch where I worked all across New South Wales. So I think I've got a fairly good understanding of some of the metropolitan and rural issues affecting policing. I have a very good relationship with Superintendent Brendan Gorman, who is the Central West Police District Commander, who does an amazing job, him and his team, and we have regular catch-ups to find out what's going on. I just want to congratulate the government on the initiation of these steps that they've taken to increase the number of police in our New South Wales Police Force, whether it be reducing the wages cap or getting rid of the wages cap, paying recruits to go to the police academy, and now the program of working in your own town, where you can be a police officer in a country town and have the opportunity to go and do your training and come back and work in the town where you're living, where your family is certainly something I fully support. And this is a once-in-a-generation pay rise. You know, the statistics that I've seen, I can't recall in my certainly working lifetime and my experience in the police force during that time of having a wage offer as significant as this. So I congratulate the government. They need to do something to address the shortages of the New South Wales police force that we've seen in recent times, whether that's police leaving under the voluntary redundancy scheme, whether it's police being discharged as a result of physical or mental illness. The scars of the police work that they enjoy each and every day, as previous members have spoken about, are significant. You don't know what's behind the door you're knocking on or the car you're pulling up, and then when you go out in the morning and you kiss your partner goodbye, you don't know if you're going to come home that night. There is always that inkling of doubt that something catastrophic could happen that day, and that's the nature of police work. So I certainly appreciate the men and women of the New South Wales Police Force, regardless of where they work or what section or department or division they're in, because they're all brave men and women and they all do what's best for our local community. And I think that should never be forgotten upon any one of us in this House. I want to raise a couple of issues that were brought up during the debate. There was obviously, you know, in 2018 there was a re-engineering of the New South Wales Police Force, and I was critical of it at the time, and I still am, where we saw commands amalgamated. And for an example, in my area of the Central West, we saw the Central West Police District increase in size from being just Orange and Blaney or Orange and the surrounding areas to now becoming Lachlan local area command. So we had commands that were amalgamated, resources were stretched. Instead of having 2 local area commanders, you had 1. Instead of having 2 crime managers, you had 1. Instead of having 5 or 6 inspectors, you had 3. And no doubt rural crime in that period has gone up, and I think that's a significant attribute as to why some of the issues of rural crime that we've seen in the process of our committee report that the members, the chair of, and my friend the member for Bathurst is also involved in that. We've been around the state looking at rural crime, but I'm pleased to say that I believe, and I thank the police for all the work they do, especially my local police in my local community. I have an excellent relationship with them. Thank them for all the hard work they do. We certainly do appreciate it. We may not show it at times, but I can tell them and assure them that I certainly appreciate, and I think as a parliament we do appreciate the work that they do, keeping our community safe. And I once again congratulate the government on this record-breaking announcement for their pay rise. It's certainly well deserved and will go a long way to recruiting and retaining police in our state. Thank you.